following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences.
Say true war. Say true war. Say true war.
Another week, another episode of Them Yarns with Carly and the sidekick Aaron Nagus. Yeah, see how I got to get in quick this week compared to you, saying you're everyone's favourite last week. How dare you?
Well, I'm just telling you what the people want. All right, it's not my fault. That's just what they tell me. That's what they're putting in the group chat. That's what they're putting in the Spotify comments.
You know what? I wonder if people know how not sophisticated this podcast is, because everyone hears you, right, and they're talking you up. They're like, Aaron's so deadly. The things we have to do to get you to sound deadly tonight. Can you please explain the setup here of your microphone in our Blak studios?
So I wanted to stand up because I'm feeling powerful today. No, gammon. It's just because my voice has been a bit soft. So I thought, how am I going to stand up and project? And I'm a little bit over 6 foot tall, and so it's really hard to find something to get the mic up to my face good way. So then I was like, all right, what do I have that's tall enough to sit on a bench and reach my face? And during the cyclone, I bought some 1.25 water bottles. I bought a whole carton of it. And now that's what the mic is sitting on, just because that's big enough to get the mic to my face, and hopefully so that you can hear me better and I can enunciate my words a little bit better than what I've been doing.
Can we also explain, though, that you're in the laundry of the house?
I'm in the laundry of the house. Well, I've always been. It's my studio. It's not a laundry anymore. It's just it's the studio every night that we're creating this magic. But
thank you.
So I'm in my studio, which also happens to have a washing machine, a dryer, and a sink in it. And yeah, on the laundry bench, there's a few little 1.25 water bottles and a book. On top of that's a mic,
microphone.
and that is directly leading into my face. So
yeah, if your wife is listening, we're actually going to have to get a Them Yarns piece of art in the background to hang in the laundry. It's no longer the laundry; it is the studio. It is
the studio, and it's a blank wall behind me. So you know we need to do some work on that.
Totally. Who's going to know? No one's going to know.
No one's going to know.
Who's going to know? I've got, on the other hand, I've still got a baby mattress in the background here for my nephew. I've got a busted up cot that needs to be put together, a coffee cup that hasn't been emptied today. So, you know, this is the glamour that is Them Yarns. And, you know, there's some people, though, that actually are glamorous. And at last week's, I think it was last week or the week before, the recent Melbourne Fashion Week. Those people have glamour, my friend. Not me and you. Yeah. I was doing a gunner 10 minutes before I come on air here.
She said that because I thought I'm going to dub on you. We're late. We had to start this podcast late because she was like, "No, look, I got to go."
I messaged Nagus and I said, "Give me 10. I'm doing a gunner." Bruh, I had to do it. Anyway, that's not glamour. I could never go to Melbourne Fashion Week. I see all.
We can. Let's manifest that. All right, we're going to the Mardi Gras, and the Melbourne Fashion Show. That's what our 2026 looks like. Them Yarns from Melbourne Fashion Show. The least stylish black fella whose wife has to dress him because he's got no fashion sense, and Carly Wallace,
who hates bras.
They're gonna love us. We're no Billie Jean Hamlet, but you know we'll get there.
Bruh, what are we gonna wear? What would you and I wear to Melbourne Fashion Week? Because let's just set it up first. If anyone that doesn't know, every year Melbourne Fashion Week has like a whole showcase of Indigenous like fashion and models. It's like a whole big thing. I've never been, one, because I'm not the fashion guy, and I always like see it and I go, I just couldn't fit in. I just wouldn't be able, like, what am I going to wear to Melbourne Fashion? What would you wear to Melbourne Fashion Week? Say you and I, that someone taps Them Yarns and they're like, hey, we want you to come to Melbourne Fashion Week. Front row, what are you wearing?
Yeah, well, you know, it makes sense. This year they had Brooke Blurton, so we're just the next ones in line for that.
Totally,
so,
yeah.
That makes sense. I don't know. So that's a Bala Andrew Taylor. That's his actual last name. He works in a suit store, and they do like stuff for, I won't give the name out because I can't remember what the name of it is, but they do like NRL players' suits, and they do like all the insides all lined and stuff. I know
the ones that you're talking about. They're stunning.
Yeah. So he's the only person I know with fashion. So, I mean, that's a fella. Probably know. So there's probably a little people I know that are not men and have great fashion, but he's the only lad I know that like every time you see him, he's
Yeah.
like
He's
looking
slick.
deadly, and because that's
Okay.
his job.
So what?
So
You would get a suit from him, you're saying?
I would get a suit from him and do like something deadly on the inside, like the lining would be some sort of thing, and then I'd have like an Aboriginal tie, maybe like an Aboriginal like bandana to cover my baldy head. I don't know, we've got to do something different for the fashion show, but.
I was just thinking a basketball shirt and like some footy shorts, but that's all
If I
right.
had to choose, yes, I would not be wearing shoes. I'd be wearing boardies and a basketball singlet. If that was our,
Man,
if that, but they wouldn't let me in like that. So I'm just telling you what my
Blak.
my fashion sense would be,
I
or where
see.
I would get it
Look,
from.
I see all the Melbourne Corys, right? They all rock up to it, and all the Melbourne mob they like turn out, and they've got, they'll have some sort of like weird bag with like,
Yes,
this scarf, and then they'll go like, "Who's your outfit from?" You're like, "Well, this is from blah blah blah." If someone asked me at Melbourne Fashion Week, what are you wearing? I'm like, this is the Atherton Rooster shirt. Could you?
this is
These are
this is
basketball shorts from.
yeah. I got these from Lowe's.
My sense of fashion, it just wouldn't happen. I couldn't even like string together a look if I had to. There's
No,
just
I would have to ask somebody to do it. There's no way.
it's very eclectic, right? And people get the photos taken. It's a whole big deal, and people pose. Like I've seen Sis Barker there before. She's wearing this designer and the thing, and I'm like, I don't even. I got clothing the Gap. I got a clothing the Gap jacket. Is that gonna pass? Like, because I love a like you. I love a good shirt. I'll rock a dress with some designs on it. What is it about our people that we like? We will do anything for a free shirt. What's that about?
That was the only reason why I got health checked for about 10 years.
They're like-
Like,
it's a
you gotta-
marketing gimmick, right? It's
It
like
is.
amazing. They've done so well. Shout out Deadly Choices. It really they've done a good deal. I remember the hoodies. Like I used to be part of an organization. They do like the hoodies. So it's all like a look. But if you tell blackfellas, if you turn up here, we're going to give you a free shirt if you do such and such.
They'll be there.
What did you besides getting your finger pricked? What else would you do for a free Aboriginal shirt?
What have I done? I have got health checks. I've donated blood. I went to a community day.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the community day was for now that I think about it, but I just remember they said, "Come along to this community day and like you get a free shirt, I'll be there." So that's how much I support my community. I was just in there getting all the free stuff I could.
We've all got a wrap shirt from some place we've worked.
Yep.
You know what though? There's something to be said about a black t-shirt. And I think when I die one day, someone's going to look in my closet and they're going to go, "What the fuck? What are we going to do with all these black t-shirts?" Because I've got literally shirts from everywhere. Do you have like
Yeah.
a famous shirt that you've got and you're like, no one else has this shirt, no one's got this, or I got this at this particular place?
Nah, I've got all mine's mass produced. I don't have anything that would be special at all. I don't think.
See, I've got like some old t-shirts from my Radio 4K1G days. So I've got
Yeah,
I've
there we
got
go.
shirts from like the Torres Strait that are like one-off made ones, like a TR, like a Torres Strait on a flag anniversary shirt. Like I've got shirts that were only a couple produced or attached to like an organization that is like iconic. Those are the shirts you want.
They're the ones you want, yeah. I don't have any of those.
My cousin inherited our uncle's shirts when he passed away, and he's got the old like land rights shirts and stuff. And
Yes.
my mum had this one t-shirt and it was, I can't even remember. It was some sort of like 10 Embassy shirt or something. And she used to wear the guts out of it, bruh.
Yep.
There was literal holes in this shirt when she died. And I couldn't chuck it away. I was like, I can't chuck away the shirt, you know?
It's a classic. You got to keep them.
It's
I
a
don't know where we're
classic.
going to put them, but you got to keep them.
I know. Well, I don't know who in my family's going to inherit 150 shirts that are all black in multiple sizes.
All different sizes. That's the worst. That's a good thing, though. Like I got some of these shirts. I'm thinking I used to be real skinny. Like some of these shirts, I can't even fit my arm in or my head through now. I'm like, how did I get my whole body in this shirt? Like I don't understand.
That's when you just brand it. Oh, no, that's an iconic shirt. We don't wear that shirt anymore. It's not about
Yeah.
your weight. It's, oh, no, that's an iconic shirt.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've labeled all of my shirts that. You know what shirts I actually hate, though, when it comes to black fashion? The friggin' polo shirts, brah.
Yeah. Well,
Come
that's
on.
every other shirt I've got. So every workplace I've had,
Polo
we've got a polo
shirt.
shirt from. It's just
The smell, though. Everyone knows the sweat gets trapped in after 2 times you wear it. That's it. You've got that
Yep.
smell. You could have wore that shirt back in 2010. Guess what? It still smells like
still
that.
smell like that. Yeah.
Gross.
Yep.
Some Indigenous fashion labels, though. Do you have any models that come to mind? Any sort of clothing? The only one that I really love, and I can't even fit her stuff, mind you. I love Delvin Cockatoo Collins. Her
Yeah.
outfits, oh, chef's kiss, amazing. What about you?
Yeah, I don't really have a favorite, but because I work in an office setting, I'm always looking for like office shirts, so like ties, socks, blah blah blah. Because that's really the only thing I can find. But that Magpie Goose, they do the deadlier shirts.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough money to buy all of them yet. So that's my goal in life, to keep
Yeah.
making enough money to be able to buy them shirts.
I have a Magpie Goose scrunchie, and that's all I can afford from it. But I love it. And shout out to Amanda and Troy, who Amanda does. She owns Magpie Goose. Amazing stuff.
It's like, honestly, you can see why it costs that much, because I'm just
it's
like,
worth every
I
cent.
want all of them. I've got one, and I'll just keep working my way along the line.
And it's worth it because it's like, those are produced and the money goes to the artist.
Yep.
It's not mass produced. They only produce certain amount, like this sustainable fashion, like there's so much, like Shein and all these places now where there's so much waste when it comes to clothing.
So much waste.
I know. And I don't know about you, but I do it probably every couple of months. I go through my clothes and I just chuck. Like I don't have like attachments to things. So if I haven't worn you in 6 months, you got to go. Because what are you sitting in here for? Like, mind you, I've got about 60 black shirts. That's what I own.
I was about to say that. I'm the exact opposite of you. I've got every piece of clothing I've ever owned since 1999. So I've got full cupboards. I've got vacuum sealed bags. I've got one of those super large vacuum sealed bags just of basketball singlets.
Oh,
Some of these singlets I wore when I was like
basketball
under
singlets.
14s. I can't even fit my toe into it, let alone anything else. But I'm like, kept them. I've kept all my high school stuff. I've kept the Yield stuff. I've kept every little thing. I've just kept it in a bag. Just keep putting them in these different bags.
Wow.
Yep. So
You're just
I'm
a
the opposite.
hoarder. You're a hoarder
Just
of
a hoarder.
clothes. You know what I think it is with me? I inherited all my mum's stuff when she passed away. So I just know what it's like to have that and have like something of someone else's, and you're like, what am I meant to do with this?
What am I doing with this? Yeah.
Because they're not going to wear them clothes. That's it. They're done. So I had all my mum's stuff, and it took me so long to go through it because I'm like, oh, the emotional like baggage that you have with somebody else's clothing. Mind you, my mum had price tags still on t-shirts.
Oh no, she didn't.
She did, bro. I'm like, what the hell is this? But even then I felt guilty to give away, even though I knew she didn't wear it. I was like, she's never worn this. It's got the price tag.
Still got the price tag on it. That's crazy.
I know. But you know what my toxic trait though is? I will go through all of my stuff and I do the whole, unless I've worn it, I don't need it. Someone else will use this. My jewelry, my shoes, my clothes. Get out of here. Then about a month later, I'm looking around for that piece of item.
Yeah. What's that Japanese lady that she was doing?
Oh, what was her name? Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. And it was, unless this sparks joy, throw it out. Did you do that?
That's the wrong thing to say to me, because I find joy in everything. I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that Gammon singlet that's ripped up that I got that time I went to this one place. That's a lot of joy. So I just fold it back up. So we need a different slogan for me, because there's got to be some other hoarders out there that like, this is exactly how I feel. Like every time I'm like, you know what? I might need that random green singlet, because there might be a dress up party one day. It's like, you need to wear this specific green singlet for this party. I'm like, the one time I threw something out,
you need
2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I need a black and white shirt. Oh, you threw it out. So from then on, never doing it. Never throwing anything out.
I'm still holding on to my Mardi Gras hat from last year, the Beyonce one.
You're going to need it. We're going next year. You're going to need it.
Well, I can't wear the same thing again to Mardi Gras. Don't be stupid. That's
I'll wear
fashion crimes. You're going to wear it. Yeah, you can wear it. It may or may not have makeup smudges on it, but it does have, it's got diamantes on it. I'm like, why am I keeping this hat? But I really, like, when it comes to black fashion, I'm not the fashion guy anymore. Once upon a time, I cared about fashion. to dress up and do all the nice things every now and then. But I'm like, I'm getting too old. I don't leave my house. I don't care. But, community fashion is like so different, right? That's good ways. Like Melbourne and Sydney, love you mob, city mob. You've all got your own fashion going on. But we're talking about community fashion. I grew up in those basketball singlets that you're talking about. That is what what we wore, right? Basketball shorts,
basketball singlets, footy shorts, footy
thongs.
footy. If you're in Queensland, it's NRL stuff. If you're other places, it's AFL stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? We have some people listening in WA who said they're really liking that they're starting to hear more about Queensland mob because if you're only in WA, you only know Noongar or Yamaji or, mob from Kimberley. So they're starting to learn like the intricacies of people from North and Central Queensland like you and I. And honestly, from up north, especially when we come to swimming, like this is not going to be any difference to anyone that's grown up where we are. But girls, if you saw a girl wearing a bikini back in the day at the creek, nope, doesn't happen.
Never happened. It never happened.
It never happened. You wear full shirts. Okay, let me just paint the picture for you, Melbourne mob. Okay, when you go swimming in North Queensland, full shirts, football shorts or basketball shorts are also tolerated. Full T-shirts or singlet, and then you can wear your swimmers underneath that. And that's what you swim in.
Yep, it's 100%. That's the whole way down the coast.
Why is that? Because we're shame, okay? We're shame as black girls, which is ridiculous. I think about it now and the body shame that comes with that. And I still, I'll be the first one to put my hand up. I do not swim without boardies on. I'm the guy that wears board shorts over the swimmers. I'm that guy still.
Everybody else is getting your cheeks out.
I don't have cheeks. I don't have, I have cellulite and I have stretch marks. I don't have any din. I've got hips for days. There's no ass going on. That no one needs to see it. I just wear my boardies. I feel good about that. Having no shirt on with the swimmers is enough for me. I feel naked. Let me tell you right now.
Well, if I get on that TV show that we're talking about, I'm going to be wearing the that's the other fashion that I like is the budgie smuggler.
Oh, Christ.
Budgie smugglers, So
what if someone said to you, "Hey, we want you to model at the Melbourne Fashion Week budgie smugglers"? Are you doing it?
I already did it. I did that years ago back when I was a male model.
I'm talking about it now. I'm talking about it now.
Oh, just so everybody knows, I used to be a male model back when I was younger. So just to get that picture, in your head back younger, 20 years ago.
Unless there's a photo.
Down the catwalk.
Is there a photo? There's photo evidence?
There is, but I think I burnt it.
As if photos are
right now, if they said, no, I wouldn't do it right now. I'd probably need 6 to 8 months preparation time, some Ozempic and two gym memberships, but I would make it happen. Ozempic. I'll do it to get on the Melbourne fashion stage. That's what it's going to take. I'll cut the corners. I'll do everything.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Ozempics. If anyone's got it, the hookups, give it to your girl. That's all I'm going to say. We're definitely not going to Melbourne Fashion Week next year.
No, they're not good at. They're never inviting us. We might be blacklisted.
Deadly.
Culture killers.
Deadly.
Deadly.
Stop it.
Deadly.
Culture killers.
A deadly
Deadly.
thing.
Deadly.
Stop it.
Deadly.
Culture killers.
Culture killer.
Deadly.
Culture killer.
This week on Culture Killers, brother, did you hear that R. Kelly, you remember R. Kelly?
I unfortunately do.
Step in the name of love. So R. Kelly has apparently, we all know he's in jail, and apparently he has written 25 albums while he's been in jail.
25.
Yeah. So he's been incarcerated, probably like 5 or so years, I reckon now it's got to be 5, 6 years.
I reckon he's written so many songs because he's in isolation because they're scared of what will happen to him if he gets out in the general population. So
Is
nothing else to do.
Is he an ISO though?
I don't know. That's just my theory. I reckon they're trying to hide him and say he's got nothing else to do.
25.
I have no facts to back that up. That's just a made up.
You just made that up. Because like Tupac was in general, he was not in isolation. He was in general pop.
Yeah, but he's an actual gangster, and he didn't do the things that R. Kelly did. So
like Suge Knight was in general pop.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Them mob will actually go to Gen Pop because they've been living Gen Pop, whereas R. Kelly was doing things where Gen Pop will be like pop.
But do you think though? Okay, given the reputation, okay, let's talk about it because I want to talk about these are cancelled people, all right? We R. Kelly, I don't care if you've written 25 albums, bro.
Yeah.
It's probably A minor, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but he's gross. He's dead set rock spider.
Disgusting.
Have you seen the Surviving R. Kelly? Have you seen that documentary before?
No, I've read all the reviews, but
Okay.
never actually checked it
You
out.
never actually watched it. I watched it when it first came out. And now there's a season. There's actually another season, and more victims have come out since.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and it's intense, bro. Like, and his brother speaks in the second season. I think a few more of his family members actually come out and speak, and they've explained a few things about his childhood, and it's weird that people talk about R. Kelly because they're like, oh, I've heard this slang about I love R. Kelly, but I hate what Robert did. So like, yeah. Isn't
They're
that
trying to do what you do, what
With
you trying to do
Kanye.
with Kanye and Ye.
Yeah. So he's obviously in jail, but it made me think of like other cancelled celebrities. So obviously P Diddy is in the same. He's in the same bucket for underage. There's I think what was R. Kelly's. It was obviously like underage
Child sex
girls,
abuse.
child sex exploitation. But
Yep.
he's since had so many other things like added to his, as well as P Diddy, and rightly so.
Sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking is the one I'm thinking of. Yep. And that's what P Diddy has mainly got as well is sex trafficking of young women. And yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And you think about it like R. Kelly, he like everyone in those jails, right, that he would be in has grown up with him.
Listening to his songs.
Listening to his songs, idolizing his songs. R. Kelly was one of the biggest R&B men. Like that's
He would be on a whole bunch of people's sexy time playlists.
100%.
Well, he would have been.
He would have been. And I know Spotify would at a time they took his music down. I think they were trying to do it with P. Diddy there for a little bit. So they've been cancelled. I want to ask a question because Bill Cosby as well, he's obviously not a he's not a singer, but he was also in that kind of caliber around the same time. So the whole Me Too movement, all that stuff. My thing is Chris Brown. If he hadn't have done what he did to Rihanna, would he be bigger than Michael Jackson right now?
If he hadn't have punched a famous black woman, or if he just hadn't done anything at all.
If he hadn't done anything of that sort, let alone to Rihanna, but if he hadn't done what he's done, would he be bigger than Michael Jackson right now? With his talent.
He was getting huge, and he dances. He does it all.
He does it all.
The ladies love him. That's a big call. I don't know if anybody's going to be bigger than Michael Jackson, but because he went black then white and still managed to keep both crowds. But
I identify with that a lot. Okay, I was very dark as a child.
You're like, this is my summer and my winter look. I don't know. Stop being racist towards me.
I lived in North Queensland. I was dark. I moved down here white. What happened? Speaking of Michael Jackson. Okay. Now you talk to any black person, they're like, yeah, R. Kelly, stuff R. Kelly. Yeah, he can go to hell.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt, right? Everyone's like, putrid. You talk about P. Diddy, everyone's like, what a gronk, putrid. You say, are you still listening to Michael Jackson?
I am. And I know that's controversial to some circles. I do still have some MJ songs on my playlist.
Listen.
I have less songs on my playlist, but I still have some.
Listen, I still do. And
Do you?
This is the putrid thing that I hate. And I've been trying my best to be like, okay, what's the go? Are we cancelling Michael? I feel like we haven't come to a consensus. I feel like everyone in society
Just waiting for somebody to make the decision.
make the decision.
Are
Someone
we going
make
to
it.
do it? Are we going to do it right now?
No,
Because
I'm not doing it. I feel like I don't have
not
I don't have the pull to make that
pull.
decision.
I don't know. This podcast is getting big. We might be able to do that influence.
We have cancelled Kanye, so I guess we could
Yes.
cancel. I'm not. I just I don't. Have you watched the Netherlands doco?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Like it's.
So
I mean,
how
there's
come
no,
we haven't?
There's no like criminal charges or evidence or anything, but he paid a lot of people off.
He paid
like-
people off. The fact that he had kids in his room to me
Mm-hmm.
is like this day and age. Okay, let's just break it down. It's the same as R. Kelly. Okay, It's someone famous, and people literally gave their child over and said, "Yeah, take my kid to Miami for the week with you because you're mentoring them."
Same as P Diddy. That's what P Diddy did
That's what
as well.
P Diddy did as well. He did it with. Didn't he do it with Usher? Wasn't Usher like one of
Yeah,
his?
Usher, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Like, if this were to happen in any other place in our society, we would all be like, "Nah, you're sus." Do you know what I mean? Like, we would be
Yep.
calling it out. So how come we haven't cancelled Michael Jackson? Radios are still playing him. Television's still
Yeah.
playing him. R. Kelly, no one's game enough to play R. Kelly. No one on the planet.
And it's the same as Elvis. Elvis's wife was like
Elvis?
13 when they met.
Correct. Same as R. Kelly married Aaliyah when she was like 14. So how come we
Yeah.
haven't cancelled Michael? You can't ask you ask any black person, okay? After you listen to this podcast, I want everyone to go and ask their black relative, are we not listening to Michael Jackson anymore? Are we cancelling Michael? And just see what happens.
I'm actually going to do that now. I'm going to put it
Go
in the
and
group
ask.
chat.
Go
Is
on,
anybody still listening to Michael?
Are we cancelling Michael Jackson? Just say that. Just ask anyone, hey, is Michael Jackson cancelled? Like, are we still listening to his music? Black people are holding on to Michael Jackson like he's related to them.
Exactly. I was about to say, it is like he's related.
We're very like protective over Mike. Is it because he was a child star and like we've all gone, he was a kid, he didn't know any better? Yeah. Is that the excuses we're making for Mike?
I think so. I think there's a whole range of things. Like also like when you think about his persona, like his whole time he was like, I'm just a little boy, you know. I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. I just love the world and everybody's so beautiful and I just want to thank all you lovely people out here today. You know, like it was never like
blanket.
whereas R. Kelly's like talking about freaky
I don't
songs
see
and blah blah blah.
nothing wrong.
Yeah, you know. So you're literally thinking about you're literally bump and grinded to
Sorry.
little bump and
See,
grind, see?
sometimes I remember like you listen to Step in the Name of Love in the car. Sometimes it comes on accidentally in the car. Okay. To my defense, I'll be driving by myself. Okay. Sometimes Spotify brings up R. Kelly, Step in the Name of Love. Do I skip? I'll leave that up to the audience. Okay.
She doesn't skip. She doesn't skip.
Shut up, bro. I hate that. That's my jam, though. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I don't. But I do. I hate what he's done. It's disgusting.
I do think there's a podcast in here about the issue with like the larger issue that they represent, right? Like famous people and the things they get away with and
and grooming like that. This is a part of grooming, right? Like they've groomed the whole world, and that's the thing that they talk about with R. Kelly. Like he didn't just groom children, or he didn't just groom parents of these kids. He groomed the world because everyone trusts him. He has some sort of layer of trust from society to be like, oh, it's R. Kelly. Oh, what are you talking about? It's P. Diddy. Like, and until the last few years where the Me Too movement has really taken off and gone, actually, no, we don't accept that behavior anymore, and rightly so. But I feel like Michael Jackson was before the Me Too movement.
exactly. He died. I think what saved him is he died before before the accountability stuff really started happening. Like before cancel culture, before people actually went after and the investigative journalists and all that sort of stuff. Also social media. There's no camera phones and none of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and like with the Michael thing, no one got charged, right? But again, he paid off so many people. Does that mean that he's innocent? This is the thing. But I'm just talking about like I don't condone anything that these people have done. I think it's disgusting. They deserve to be where they are. But I find it fascinating that black people hold on to Michael Jackson like they hold on to Jonathan Thurston. It's in the same caliber. You can't say nothing about MJ, even though he was very suspect in his later years. I'm just going to say, just go and ask your black family member tonight, tomorrow, whenever it is. Just drop that. Hey, are we cancelling Michael? Are we still listening to his music? Or next time, try and skip it. So if Michael comes on and you're driving with your mum or something, try and skip Michael Jackson and I just want to see.
Just see what the reaction is.
To see what the response is. I think too because Michael was like the youngest, right? And he was like the biggest, and everyone loved him. And my mum absolutely adored Michael Jackson. She loved the Jackson 5, Motown era. He was like an uncle.
And I think the thing right now, like thinking about back then, like the variety of music that black fellas listened to was we literally just listened to like black African American music and some
Yeah.
local music, and that was it. So now you got people who listen to like heavy metal,
Yeah.
rock and roll, heavy metal, rock and roll. They listen to techno. You know, back in those days, you
Good
listen
choice.
to country music and you listen to black African American music, and that was it. I don't remember, like, you know, I listened to Bob Marley,
Yeah.
I listened to a bit of country, and then one of my uncles liked heavy metal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future is for old mate R. Kelly, but look at Drake now. You know, it's like R.
You're
Kelly's
next,
there,
Drake.
but he's been cancelled and he hasn't even. There's no charges, nothing. It's just a rumor that you're a pedophile and a minor and the rest of it, and the whole world's cancelled him. So, damn, I don't know who's next. Who do you think's going to be the next celebrity? Like, I think they've tried to say Jay-Z. Right, there's been a few people try to come out and say Jay, but there's nothing so far.
It'd be out now if it was him.
Definitely. So who do you think's the next rapper? Let's be honest. It's generally the rappers that are in trouble or the R&Bs. So who do you think, if you had to pick somebody, new or old, that is going to get the scandal, this person did this, like a P. Diddy, who's your pick? Can't say Drake.
I can't say Drake and I can't say P. Diddy. It'd have to be somebody in that era, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's somebody in that Diddy era that was involved with Diddy and is gonna get dragged in with it. Not dragged in, but they were part of it. And so I think that's gonna be the next thing, because I reckon he'll scream. He's not going down by himself. Yeah, he'll
snitching?
squeal like a pig. Yeah.
Who do you reckon he's going to snitch on? Who was he hanging around?
Everybody.
Mace? He was hanging around Biggie? Well, Tupac had the same allegations at one stage. He actually went to prison for that. So, and we didn't cancel Tupac. I still bump Tupac like he's my brother. So I don't understand.
He's my cousin brother.
He is my cousin
But-
brother. This is the hard part about it, right? It's like trying to disassociate the person who you think you know as the singer, songwriter, performer from the perpetrator.
I think it'll be somebody we don't expect.
That's
'Cause,
what
you
I'm
know-
saying. It'll be. What if it's Jamie Foxx or someone? I'd die. If it's Jamie
Oh,
Foxx.
Jamie. Will Smith?
Nah,
Nah, that
he
would've come out already.
Nah. And he loves friggin' Jada too much to his own detriment, poor
Yeah,
bastard.
true.
What if it was The Rock? Someone like really upstanding like The Rock.
Somebody send us a message if you're listening to this and you're like, I know who it is. Please send us a message. Like, send us some ideas, because
Yeah.
there's got to be somebody out there, right? Like, we know that the world's a horrible place and we don't really know these people, what they do behind closed doors.
Definitely. I also don't want to be caught up in crime though. So if we could just talk about celebrities.
So we don't want to hear about your
Oh,
friend's
God,
cousin's
no,
neighbor.
this
Please
is-
don't.
no,
we're
that's-
not the triple J hotline. We're not the
a true
000
crime.
hotline. No.
No, we're not a true crime podcast.
If you do want us to do a crime podcast, let us know. We can open a new podcast for them yarns, but we can't call it them
days.
yarns. We'll have to do something different. Might be
Definitely.
them crimes. Them crimes.
Them crimes. Stop
them
it.
crimes coming to you from Nagus and Carly's DM inbox. We're going to be breaking down
my
all the
God.
crimes that your cousins have done that you can't tell anybody, but you need
know
to tell
what?
someone.
You know what?
So-
You laugh, but that's a podcast, Brian. If anyone's going to be able to do it, it's us. It's terrible.
Yeah.
If you have a crime story or any story. Actually, if you do have any stories for us, or you want to, give us a secret as well, because a few people have said we like the secrets. We want to be able to tell sometimes a confession, not always on the audio. So if you have a story or you know of something and you want to send it on to me, Nagus, we will read it out. We'll read and totally
We will
anonymous.
read out your confession. I'll pretend it's me if it's good enough.
You've
I'll
all
be like,
heard
yeah.
my white girl voice. I can do it. I'll change it up. So just email us at themyarnsthe.podcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on our socials. We're also on YouTube now, bruh. We're on YouTube.
Yes, get on the YouTube.
Stepping it up.
Send us a like. Give us a subscribe.
Love that. All right, Bruss, we're out. Follow us, and we'll see you at Melbourne Fashion Week next year.
Ooh, in my G-string. Gotcha. Yo,
Backwards. Chooch.